Here in the mornings I am greeted by Kingston Harbour. Most often it is impossibly tranquil. A ship or two sits quietly atop the water. Beyond the palisado strip that leads to the airport, shades of blue kiss on the horizon. The water ripples ever so gently. The whole scene looks like a painting. There is life always at its edges. Coconut trees stretch up, palms out, grass trying desperately to survive the dirt. If it's early enough, there are men fishing, a woman praying, chanting, shouting, screaming, the occasional jogger, determined walker. There are cars zipping by, people meandering, chatting, hurrying, lazing, sometimes stopping to buy water, juice, snack, fruit. By mid-morning, Kingston is loud. I took this video through the window of Carlo's Jeep. I'm always a little bit shy with the camera in Kingston. It makes me feel like a voyeur, a spectator, an unwilling tourist at home. At the time, I held the camera awkwardly, taking this nauseatingly unsteady footage of Orange Street through Carlo's windscreen. I lived just down the road. Tourism in Jamaica has long been centered on the island's beached north coast, the places where tourists can lounge by the pool unbothered by locals going about the business of living life in a tourist-dependent state, far away from the peddling that the state calls tourist harassment. For decades, the focus has been on sprawling, all-inclusive hotels with white sand beaches and swim-up pool bars and reggae cabaret by the all-you-can-eat buffet. Places built on old plantations maintaining their legacy with spas called the Sugar Mill. Kingston is different. The desirability of Kingston lies in its very resistance to being desired. The earliest tourism marketing in Jamaica steered visitors away from Kingston, referring to the city as hot, dry, dirty, and squalid. Early travel writers assured others that Kingston was not the real Jamaica and encouraged them to pass quickly through the city on their way to Jamaica's more scenic places. Now, the nation is trying to revitalize Kingston, and the Jamaica Tourist Board is working to market this place that is so far away from Jamaica's tropical paradise image. According to the Jamaica Tourist Board's website, visitjamaica.com, our busy cosmopolitan Kingston is a one-of-a-kind, half-exotic jungle bursting with sunshine and half-thriving business. With plenty to see and do, Kingston is a crash course in the island of all right. I'm curious about the Jamaica Tourist Board's framing of the nation's capital in this way. This framing of Kingston as a half-exotic jungle, along with the safari-esque motifs, white helmet-like safari hat, double-breasted shirts, lapels, wide belt, present in the uniforms of the tourist police officers placed in areas heavily trafficked by tourists, presumably to protect them from harassment by locals, is in line with an idea of Kingston and Jamaica at large as a feral space in need of control, a space to be consumed from a safe distance, close enough for photographs, far enough to ensure safety, from the window of a jeep or behind the lens of a camera.
this bus in the scene.
Oh, I see the sign, but
Techniques.
let's see if we can get a. Oh yeah.
It's a Techniques recording studios. And it's also a loading area, so it adds to the experience of the people to see how these guys
Bus load.
load, you know. You usually think there's a fight going on.
Yeah.
So I explain to them. I wait before I explain so that they can get that sense of fright, and then after when they realize, oh, they're not fighting. And then of course, you know, this is Beat Street.
Yeah. The tourists think that they've stumbled upon some kind of major riot or fight because this is their expectation of Kingston. Carlo waits for the moment that their faces show that they've started to remember all the forewarnings about Kingston the Dangerous, and maybe have begun to think their foolish decision to seek out the real Jamaica. Once they've sufficiently built up a sense of fright, he steps in as a knowledgeable guide to explain that despite the appearance of chaos, all they're really witnessing is people boarding a bus. Playing upon these people's expectations, the ploy works every time. This is the aim, to take expectations and turn them on their head. Carlo is a wealth of knowledge. As we drive through downtown Kingston, he regales me with stories of the city's rich music history, pointing out recording studios, record shops, former homes, and more. He's incredibly aware of my own position as a Kingstonian and researcher, and he mixes his prepared tour with stories of why, how, and when he chooses a particular style of delivery. The tours he gives are personalized, detailed, and intimate, with a focus on community engagement, a departure from some of the government-sponsored tours that bus tours through the city and then stop at pre-designated points for food and photos. His clientele range from the mildly adventurous traditional tourist seeking a day away from the all-inclusive hotel to the uber-wealthy traveler dealing in Kingston as an ultimate experience.
Hey, lose everything on self in no job. Hey, lose everything for no job. Hear me? And when you feel like you're a I still see I the first secret job. Jump from the place of the mic and assemble. Cause I respect. I'm gonna put you in a stress though. No, you're kidding me. No, kidding me. Oh yeah, sorry. Teaching them to do. We take care of plan like we take care of ourselves. Alright, watch now. Now we'll get a lesson in action. Let's say you want to show your action right now. You show your action right now. Like the fire people. Say 2 words and light the fire. Show your action. I'll take it off here from yourself. It means when me like it's supposed to be a master. One. Oh, yeah. You know, that's this. It's a house. So you got stop.
We launch at Ibo Spice, up a set of precariously perched stone steps hidden away behind zinc and a partially crumbling wall. Surrounded by clothes drying on the line, Carlo explains that he takes visitors to these locations in an attempt to spread the wealth. By patronizing community establishments, he hopes he is ensuring that the almighty tourism dollar reaches the common man. But he and I both know that there are major barriers to this under the current system. For one, as he says here, the current tourism policies require that locations licensed by the board have adequate parking, restrooms, and insurance before they are able to accept visitors. And while it makes perfect sense to have such rules in place to ensure the safety and comfort of visitors, it makes meaningful and profitable engagement in Kingston's re-emergence as a tourism destination near impossible for the communities and people who are the subjects of the tours.
To be registered, you have to have every location on your tour have to have secure parking lot, proper parking facility. So I told them that this is not, you know, apart from the museum and Tough Gang, nowhere else really has that, you know. Meat Street,
Yeah.
they have all, you know, it's a Lego there. That's Gregory Isaacs, brethren and producer. Everything is being rebuilt here on this road.
Things are being rebuilt, there is change, but at the end of the day, who will have access?
The pledge.
Change, that's the only truth, you know? There is change,
Seasoning of the Aki ones.
so it won't stay the same. We'll see.